Mellow greetings, Tubians, Ronan T here, and let's fanfic Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Winter 17, Year 1, Monday. Sunny. So today started off pretty good. I got up, I had my breakfast, I brushed my teeth, I brushed my hair, I took care of the chickens, I took care of all the other critters. Mugu is looking fat and if she was human, she'd probably be screaming at me about how much she wants to stop being fat. I don't know if that's something that cows worry about. Might be just one of those weird human eccentricities. And I wonder if Mooey ever says to Neppy or Babs that, no, sorry, can't reach the fodder. Can you grab it for me? I'm pregnant. Or asks for help with lifting things. Maybe I should set up some sort of spy network so I can see what the animals do when I'm not there. I'd have to learn how to speak animal, but it can't be that hard. And I talk to the goddess and to the sprites and the kappa. And they're not even supposed to exist. Surely I can talk to things that are real, right? Yeah, okay, I'm dithering and blathering. Most of the rest of the day was just a gather run. I did stop in and see Gots again. I did check how much material I need. I'm not tracking too badly against it. Honestly, I wish I'd started earlier, but across summer and autumn I just had no time for this. It's too much work to do, and well, now that it's winter, it's a bit easier. I've got more time in the day so that I can focus on breaking up stumps and killing rocks and going to the mines, and there's always time for a hot spring dip at the end of the day and to go make my offering and to be sociable. Honestly, this is going to be one of my best seasons for all of this sort of, I guess, busy work would be the best term to use there. Is it busy work when you're chopping up stumps? And I've always thought of busy work as sort of useless paperwork that's just going to get shuffled into a drawer that nobody will ever see. I guess that no, because I'm gaining something from it. I'm getting the materials to improve my house and thus improve my life. So let's just call it work. Work of a different nature. There we go. It's still work. So I got a heap of that done, and then I decided to run into town. I'll be honest, Journal, at this point, I don't remember what I was running in for. There was something. It'll come back to me. And as I was going past the vineyard, I ran into Duke and Cliff having a bit of a moment, and Duke sort of waved me over. Apparently after the whole momentary lapse in consciousness incident, Duke's been a bit worried that Cliff is overdoing. Not really sure how it took him this long to pick that up. It was fairly clear when we were in the fields that day, that very first day, plucking grapes for Duke. Cliff did like twice as much as I do, and I'm a professional harvester. This is what I do for a living. Well, okay, it's like 30% of what I do for a living in seasons where I can grow stuff, but it's still a significant portion of my day-to-day, and he outstripped me. Clearly, the guy is pushing himself too hard. So Duke, in his infinite wisdom, decided to order Cliff to take a break and to take a walk with me because I was a convenient scapegoat who happened to be going past at that moment. Wonder what would have happened if it had been Rand walking past. So we went for a wander, checked out some wildlife. We saw a big fluffy bunny. I ain't fluffy. Once I get the coop upgraded, I am totally getting us one of those. It was so cute with its big fluffy ears and its big fluffy coat. Cliff called it out as a rabbit, but he seemed to say that in a questioning fashion, like he believed it may have been something else. maybe he just doesn't have a lot of experience with rabbits. I'm really not sure. And we made it to the summit at Mother's Hill. We stood, we chatted. He told me about how happy he was to be working with Duke and Mana. He thanked me for helping him get the job, which I thought was really sweet. And really, there was no way Duke and I were going to get that whole field done by ourselves. It was practical to ask him to help out, and he's young, he's fit, he's strong. Plucking grapes isn't difficult, it's just hard labour, if that makes sense. And it was nice to see him out of the church. And yeah, he didn't say much the whole day except to ask me to pass him some gloves, but we both know that he's shy, Journal, and that's absolutely fine. And I'm much the same way, except that here I can't afford to be because I need these people to buy my produce, so gotta be a lot more sociable than I am comfortable with. Duke and Mana offering him the job, I was peripheral at best. And, I opened up, I shared a bit about how much I love farming, even though it's dirty and it's exhausting and it is a constant struggle. It's my life, it's my niche, it's where I'm meant to be, and that really seemed to make him happy. And then he presented me with a little origami folding. I've put it on my shelf on display next to the brooch that Gray gave me and the ionizing ray gun zapper from the dock. I think it looks really pretty where it is, and he didn't need to do that. And after that we sort of parted ways. We walked to the bottom of the summit together, and he went back to the inn, and I've come home, and it was really nice. It was so lovely just to spend time with someone, hanging out and talking about what we're enjoying in life without any expectations, without any fear, just to have a friend again. I feel like it's been a while. I think tomorrow's the day, Journal. I think I'm gonna go see him. It is meant to be sunny tomorrow, which will be helpful. I'm not scared, I'm not scared, I'm not scared, I'm not scared. Good night, Journal.
So, since my one moment of weakness a couple of weeks ago, Duke and Mana are treating me like I've made of porcelain. Duke has been dogging me all over the vineyard, suggesting I take breaks all the time and insisting that I relax more. I'm finding it kind of confusing, to say the least. I just want to help, and one little fading spell shouldn't stop me from doing that. Nobody really teaches you what to do when the boss you're trying to work hard for tells you not to. And I don't want to say no to him directly. It was hard enough to get this job as it is. I don't want to start looking for another one straight away. I've just been working even harder when he's not looking. I think he's worked it out too, though. Now he's starting to send me on little jobs here and there. Jobs that take me away from the vineyard for a bit. Usually it's a little thing, like going to Basil for more fertilizer, or delivering some more wine to Dudley, but today he didn't even try to hide it. He just told me to go for a walk with Brenna and spend time properly thanking her for landing me this job. At least it was someone I could handle for a one-on-one conversation. But it's so embarrassing being told to do these things right in front of someone else. And I thought there would be less oversight on this job. The walk was fine. We saw a rabbit. At least, I think it was a rabbit. It could have been an armadillo with long ears. It ran away when it noticed us, so I couldn't really get a good look. We went to the top of Mother's Hill to take in the view, and I took the chance to apologise for Duke. I'm sure Brenna had plenty of better things to do, but she took it all in stride. Apparently, having to take some time out to babysit me wasn't as big of a disruption to her day as I had worried. I took Duke's advice as well, and thanked her properly for getting me this job. I really need to do that. Paying work is, well, it's really turned my life around. It's like, I really appreciate knowing that the work I do has actually made a difference in a way I can see. Each time I see someone drinking from a bottle of wine made from the grapes I helped grow, I feel a huge weight lifted, knowing that I'm giving something back to the world. I'm not just living off the kindness of others now. Don't get me wrong, I know that if it wasn't for Brenna and Ran and Carter and Duke and Man and plenty of other people, I would never have made it this far. But I don't have to keep living in fear that I'll say the wrong thing to the wrong person and end up on the street, homeless or hungry, because people have had enough talking to me again. I just hope they know how much they've helped me, and I hope I can help someone else one day as much as they've helped me. Oh no. What if Duke sent me off with Brenna because he thinks there's something going on? What if he's trying to do some matchmaking? That would be so embarrassing. I don't think Brenna sees me that way, and I just like having her as a friend. I hope we don't have to get into that sort of thing.
Winter 18, Year 1, Tuesday. Sunny. Oh, journal. I awoke this morning and it was a bright, beautiful sunny day. Light playing over the snow in the fields and glistening through the little icicles that had formed around the place, and it was magical. It has been a magical day, and let Winter 18 go down in history as the most magical day of the year. And I'm rambling and I sound like an idiot. I am so sorry, journal. So I got up and I tended to the chooks and I tended to the critters, and everybody was really happy and filled with life and food and energy, and it's Neppy's settling in beautifully, and Babs is looking good, and Mooey's only got like a week to go before she pops, and I've got a little calf running about, and they're just all absolutely amazing. After that, I went and I chopped some wood, and I broke some rocks, and I gathered some grasses, and I dodged Jennifer because I am in too good of a mood to... Okay, at that point I wasn't in that great of a mood. I was more muttering and reciting things to myself and getting really, really worried about what was to come. When you're that worried and you're trying to sort of script things out in your head, beating on a bunch of rocks is really useful. It gives you a really great rhythm to work with. And then I went and I made my offering, and the goddess asked me that question. You know the one, journal. The one that she's been asking me every couple of weeks. Do I like anyone? And for the first time, for the very, very first time, I said yes. And she seemed really happy about that, and she waved a magic wand and said that she would bring us closer together, and I felt infused, I felt lucky, and I felt like it was time, and that moment, that conversation, it gave me the courage I needed to face what was to come. And so I didn't even stop in the hot springs. I ran straight to town. I ran all the way up to where he is, and then Well, first off, I sort of threw a present in his face because, yeah, that's what you do around here. That's the best way to initiate conversations. And then I did it. I presented him with the preserved flower. And he asked me if we could go somewhere a little more private, and so, well, I brought him back to the farm. It's the first time he's been here, and it was kind of amazing. And he seemed really, really overwhelmed that I'd asked, but at the same time really happy and kind of sparkly. And I sort of feel like I'm floating a bit right now, so I'm really sorry if this is a bit dazed, journal. And he agreed. He agreed that we could start dating, and he cracked a really bad joke, something about having diagnosed me, and now Doctor and I are dating. And I'm just so over the moon. And I went and soaked in the hot tub for a while because I was trying to work through the jitters, and you know, I know he's busy at the clinic and I don't want to harass him or bug him. I did see Karen at the hot spring, but I decided not to talk to her because, oh, her mother is one of the gossip gaggle, and I didn't want her to let slip. I would like us to be able to, you know, enjoy us for a little while, right? And you know, adjust and get used to it. And oh my god, I can't believe I actually asked him out. Oh, what is wrong with me? Oh, Brenna. Brenna, you idiot. He is absolutely just humoring you. You know that, right? And he's doctor. And, you know, he's so sweet and so charming. And what would someone like that see in someone like me? I'm just a grubby little overly stubborn farmer. I have nothing to offer of value. Oh, what have I done? Okay, journal. I'll go see him tomorrow, and I'll offer him a get out of relationship free card. I'll just point out that I was so that he doesn't need to humour me, and he's allowed to say no, and I know that he's practicing being better with people, and I didn't want to put any pressure on him, and that he smiled so sweetly, and he was blushing, and maybe he meant it? Oh, excuse me for a minute, journal. I've just got to go check the cooking channel. And I'm back. I learned how to make fruit juice and a smoothie today. That was really nice. I'll maybe go talk to him tomorrow and see if he really meant it. I'm gonna go to bed now, journal. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now. It's sunny tomorrow, I think. I don't really remember now, and I'm sorry about that. Good night, journal. He said yes.
From the case notes of Dr. T. Doctor, M.D. Patient presents with a preserved flower in a small dome. Or perhaps I should say, presented me with it. Despite my allergies, I am taken aback. This is not a situation in which I expected to find myself, to say the least. For one, if this is the blossom I believe it to be, I had understood it to be extinct for centuries. I had no idea it might still be flourishing anywhere, let alone within such close range of this town. For another, the connotations of being provided with such a flower are... But I get ahead of myself. Brenna has decided to call this a sunsweet flower, which certainly fits the feelings it has brought up in me. I had believed her to merely be going along with my attempts at learning small talk for my benefit, but it appears she was enjoying the process too. After a frank exchange of our feelings on the matter, we have agreed to give a relationship a shot. I have returned to the clinic to document my feelings on the day. I am presenting with euphoria, combined with a certain hesitancy to trust my memories of the last few hours. I am still processing this information, but suffice to say, I will need to approach this wholeheartedly.